and welcome to episode 50 of the new Billable Hour podcast. Let's get started with 3 breaths together. Exhale everything. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. We made it to episode 50, and I have a special topic for you that I didn't announce before to make it a little surprising. The topic is ferocious yet vulnerable, and this is something that I have been thinking about a lot these last weeks. So this month, the theme is clear communication. Every week I'm talking about something about communicating with your clients, communicating with your staff, communicating with opposing counsel, with the court. And so this week's topic is ferocious yet vulnerable. It's a little bit of a juicy topic. And I was inspired because a friend told me a story about encountering a bear. And there was this interaction and this exchange between this human and this ferocious bear. And he was describing the nature connection because often we default to fear. And he was tuning into the fear of the animal. And he said that this animal is ferocious, yet really vulnerable. And I wrote that down, and I'm like, that's so applicable in so many circumstances. And so as attorneys, we are very aggressive. We can be violent with our words and our actions. And our clients do this. Our clients can get very ferocious and vicious and aggressive and hurtful with words, with actions. And when we think about why this is happening, it can help us communicate to people in our lives and also can help us understand ourselves better. So when a human is feeling ferocious, is feeling like attacking, they're usually vulnerable. They're usually protecting themselves from harm, right? It's an aggressive attack. It's not so defensive. It's more aggressive. It's more coming at a situation to preempt being hurt. And this can happen, of course, in your personal relationships as well. And so what I've been thinking about a lot is that if we can get in touch with our vulnerability, which is a lot of what we did last month with Lawyer Love, if we can continue to get in touch with our own vulnerability, we'll see the vulnerability in others. And if we can see the vulnerability, that will help us communicate. Because what happens is, if someone is feeling vulnerable and then they're on the attack and then we attack back, everyone's exhausted and everyone is depleted. And this is what's leading to burnout and misery and not, incivility in the profession. And so this is more about being civil and polite. This is about connection and how can we communicate. Yes, we have to argue. Yes, we have to advocate. Yes, we need to step up into our roles and step into our power. But that's not just fighting, meaningless fighting and fighting back and replicating what someone is doing. True power, true advocacy comes from cutting through all of that illusion to that vulnerability. Finding people's vulnerabilities, not to use them against them, but to help you reach them, to help you connect. And sometimes connecting doesn't look like what we think it does. Sometimes it's connecting is getting our point across, being heard by the person we're speaking to, who is feeling vulnerable and does not want to hear us. How can we break these barriers and connect? I think about this often with our clients because I see that the biggest complaint is that clients who are going through a difficult situation, going through conflict, are often not treating their lawyers well, and often ferocious, and often on the attack. And so lawyers, being kind of put in the middle, feel defensive. Whether or not we take that out on our clients, we might vent with our colleagues, which is not the most healthy thing. We may take it out on our families, and actually we mostly take it out on ourselves, and we take other people's conditions as our own, or other people's expectations, and we question and doubt ourselves and our competency. So if we can understand that this ferociousness, this fierceness, this energy that's coming at us is just a cover-up for vulnerability, for someone going through a hard time and who's seeking help, then maybe we can change our positioning a little more. And also, we can avoid being abused. We don't have to engage in what's happening. We don't need to prove ourselves. We just show up and connect with that vulnerability. What does the person really need? If we don't know, we can ask. But we can't find that calmness and centeredness if we are being defensive or attacking back to the ferociousness, or just being afraid of it. Honestly, if we're just afraid of it, we can't really do anything productive. So when there's ferociousness, ferocious energy coming towards you, know there's vulnerability beneath that. And the way that we can connect with other people's vulnerability is by connecting with our own. So this week, observe yourself, observe how you are communicating in the world. Are you being ferocious, or are you being clear and focused? And when you are being ferocious, just notice, what's the vulnerability beneath that? And as we get to know ourselves, we will see it in others. And that's what's going to make the legal profession and ultimately the world a better place. Let's end with 3 breaths together. Exhale everything. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Thank you so much for making it to episode 50. If you've missed any episode, please go back and listen, like, subscribe, and tell your friends, share. The New Billable Power podcast will go on as long as you are all subscribing and listening. So please drop me a note if you want to continue episodes, if you want more episodes, and any ideas for topics. What do you want to hear about? All right, have a great week. See you next time. Bye. Hey, wait, before you go. If you like this video, please click on some things below. So there's the little bell that you can click to get notifications when there's a new video. There's the thumbs up if you like it, and also subscribe. All of these things are helping us create the New Billable Hour movement. All right, see you next time.